You're wasting all the time. Another hour gone, did you hear the chime? You're wasting all the time.
Recorded for Thursday,
April 7th.
2022.
Yes. That's
Show off. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I just had to leave. Sorry, Dave started singing and I was out.
Well, hello, and welcome to Wasting All the Time, Season 2, a podcast, things that happen. This is an improv comedy podcast. Everything we do on this podcast is made up on the spot, as you could probably tell from my introduction, and its flawless quality. So,
Quality.
So thankfully for you, I am not doing this all on my own. You've heard them around the edges here already, but I am joined by three marvelous cohorts.
Three edgy.
Are they showing up soon?
Yes, they're in
Who
little
are they?
squares on my screen.
Were they? I just
Again
want
with
to
the
talk.
little square, Dave. That's
just wanna
again.
talk.
That's two.
Just want to talk.
I
Well, the
just want
first
to talk
of
to
them
him.
is talking right now. It's Jess.
Oh, that's their name, huh? All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna go talk to Jess over here. I'm gonna have a
First among
one-on-one
equals.
conversation.
To my diagonal bottom is Dave.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I'm a diagonal bottom.
Oh boy, howdy! Don't put that on your dating app,
Or do.
or do I guess. I mean, that is a choice. That would be a choice you could make.
And to my right hand, Cody,
It's me, Cody. From John's right, apparently.
apparently. And we're going to waste all your time. We've already started. So this show is divided into something that I like to call segments. Not everyone likes that word segment because it makes them think of worms and caterpillars and crawly things like that. And I have to say to those kind of people, what's wrong with you? It's just the cycle of life. They're essential parts of the ecosystem. They're not gross. They're necessary. And God, just gonna hit them with shovels. So anyway, this is the first segment.
And now it's time for John to break shit down. Now entering the Jonologue.
So I want to talk a little bit about Happy Meals, and then we can all get back to what we were doing. So Happy Meals, I'm sure all of you are aware, they are the children's meal available at the fast food restaurateur McDonald's, well-known seat of Illuminati power. So the Happy Meal, though, is not the means of indoctrination you might think it is. It's actually much more simple concept, which is just having a smaller meal to feed to children, while you feed larger meals to adults. It's really just that. I've done a lot of research, a lot of looking into it, trying to figure out is it the toys? Are the toys mind controlling the children into doing the Illuminati's bidding? And it turns out, no, they're just plastic toys. And is there something about the ratios of the calories and the foods that they give? Is it like some kind of golden mean, manipulating the fragile minds of these small children? And it's not. It's just French fries. And as far as I can tell, it's all just normal fast food. There's nothing insidious about it at all. And it's just fucking burgers all the way down.
A Toad.
The worst conspiracy ever is finding out there's no conspiracy at all.
Right?
Which is its own conspiracy.
Means you haven't dug deep enough.
Yep.
Ooh.
The
So anyway,
return.
that's just something I've been thinking about lately. Oh, I forgot the apple slices. Sorry, guys. It's just going to be like 5 hours that I have to run these numbers. Okay, just 5 hours. Can you guys wait? Okay.
I sing April 7th.
We talked about this. Jesselbert.
Jesselbert. You said my full first name. I see now.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dox you. I just had the moment.
Oh.
5 hours later.
Well, that was some excellent editing work from Dave, editing out those 5 hours that I was running the apple slice numbers. And speaking of apple slices, it is now finally time to move it on to our next segment, something that we all here like to call Fruitwards.
Upwards, downwards, forwards, backwards. I say we go fruitwards.
It's in the apples.
That's it. We're all on a list now. We're all dead. Thanks.
Well, now it's time to play Fruitwards. Fruitwards is a game we play utilizing cards of two kinds and colors. Red cards are nouns and green cards are adjectives. We're going to draw one card of each color and improvise a scene inspired by these words. But we do not any longer draw physical cards. These new cards that we draw are made of star stuff in phones.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Say again?
Star stuff in phones.
Dave, you got me.
Actually, wouldn't the cards also be made of star stuffs? Because we're all made of star stuffs.
All right, Carl Sagan.
Sagan. That was what I was. That was the
didn't hear.
joke.
Sorry.
Anyway, so now all we have to do is thanks to our fantastic patron, Unexampled Salt, we have this thing in our phones, and we can just press a button, and it can
Push a
tell
goddamn
us that the cards for this Fruitwards are Roundish Combination, somewhat round as a roundish seed, a roundish figure. Combination, the act or process of combining or uniting persons and things.
So what we're gonna do?
Yeah. What we gonna do? Tom?
We're gonna draw a circle in the well, it's normally it's dirt, but we're gonna draw it right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got yours. You've got your, and I've got mine. See this big one? This is the striker. This is important. And we're gonna we're gonna put him in the middle here.
Right.
Right. So you got to put yours in. You got to put yours in the middle too.
Oh,
Like, that's-
okay.
that's-
Okay.
that's
All
part of the
okay.
game.
Yeah. No, I'll put my little guy in the middle.
No. Okay. No, that's my fault. I didn't explain that very well. Sorry. I'm still new to this. You put the little. You keep that guy with you. He's the. And then all the little ones go in the middle. You feel me?
Why can't I just put the big guy's bigger? If I put the big guy in the middle, he's gonna put all your little guys, and then I'll win.
But
I feel like this game has like an inherent issue of big versus small.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, physics is still going on. But do you use the big guy because he's got the more mass? Like, watch. Okay, this is a sample.
Okay.
This is an example of how play might occur. I'm gonna right here. I'm gonna get on down. Okay, see, like I see that I missed all of them, but
you missed every single marble, Tom. You missed
I did
all the marbles. You lost your marbles now.
Hey guys.
I did.
I get all your marbles.
What are you doing over here?
I'm taking Tom's marbles.
Oh, marbles.
She's not playing right.
Cool. That's
I'm playing right. Craig,
You put
check it out. Check it out. He tried to hit his marbles.
uh-huh.
He missed his marbles.
Missed all of them.
Every single one.
Uh-huh.
Now they're mine.
No. See, Craig. Can you please?
Craig,
Yeah.
please, Craig.
Yeah.
Can you please, Craig, can you please?
Yeah.
Can you
Craig,
please?
can you please?
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
Craig.
Are you doing it on
Craig, can you
purpose?
please?
Are you doing it on
Yeah.
purpose?
No,
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Are you doing this on purpose?
Thank you, Craig.
Do you want to put aside all these old games and start playing something a little bit newer? Huh? You ever want to play that? Like I got these
Newer.
these are called Pogs. I guess technically it's a similar concept, but you put your lightweight ones in the middle and then you use the heavier
Right.
ones to smack them. And
Okay.
you could do this whole thing where it's like maybe you get some of mine, maybe I get some of yours. You use the slammer.
Why
to-
wouldn't I just put my heavyweight one in there and then you never get any
See?
of mine?
See?
I just
This is
get
what
all
I've been
yours.
dealing with.
Oh dang! I never thought
Yeah.
about it, but I guess Pogs kind of has this weird inherent thing about big versus small.
Yeah, it does.
That's what I'm saying. Just marbles is the culture of the day.
Huh.
It's the zeitgeist, if you will.
I just why is it always the little guy that gets pushed around?
Remember physics? We talked about this.
I got another
Okay.
game we could play.
What's-
So basically, I have all these miniature pins, and we can lay them out at the end of an aisleway here, and then you use a big
Okay.
ball, big heavy ball, roll it
Okay.
down at them, and you
Okay.
know, see how many you can knock over.
All right.
Okay.
They're
mean-
What do you call
round.
it? What do you call it?
I call it Thud Crash.
Okay.
Bug crash.
I
Okay.
think some people call it.
Can I just
Tenpin.
put my heavy ball in the center though, and then you won't knock over any of the
Damn it!
little ones?
Again!
What?
Craig,
Like-
this is
Yeah?
unacceptable. Look at this behavior.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
And then I get all the little pin things, right?
yeah.
I just get to take them home.
Uh huh.
Hello, children.
Yeah.
Mr.
I can
Raffenberger.
see you're all having trouble, having finally discovered the inherent flaw in almost all playground games.
That Bethany keeps trying to ruin them.
Well, I mean, Bethany, of course, tries to ruin everything. But I'm talking about this problem of big versus small.
Yeah.
Physics.
Yes, but I have a solution for you in the form of this game. It's called Mancala.
Oh.
You see,
What does that
all
mean
of
in
the
English?
all of the little gems
Yeah.
are the same size,
You can't even tell them apart.
right?
They're
Right?
fungible.
And they're not quite round. They're more like roundish.
Yeah.
So they lay flat.
Ish.
hmm
Okay.
And
But
so
the-
you
yes.
play in this ice cube tray?
Yes, in this sort of ice cube tray thing. And you move them about in the ice cube tray, and then eventually someone wins.
So
It doesn't even matter what the rules are.
we could just put them all in the ice cube tray, and then when it comes to my turn, I can pick up the ice cube tray and I can just dump them out, and then they're just
Yeah.
all mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Mr. Graffenberger, see?
Ding.
Bethany ruins everything.
It was so matter of fact. Well, yes, of course. Bethany ruins everything. Anyway, listen.
The worst first grade teacher in the world. Well, that, everyone, was Fruitwards. And yes, that's how that goes. Just, making fun of children. Anyway, I think that is a great segue into our next segment, this next section of our, caterpillar of love. What have you been up to?
What have you been up to? To what up have you been?
So Dave, what have you been up to?
Not much. Been working on a little bit of music recently. It's fun to do that again. I wish I just did it more regularly, but that's life, right?
Anything particular you're working on, or able to say that you're working on?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm working on a thank you song for a patron that upped their pledge to the level where you get a thank you song. So there's that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then the other thing was the Easter egg for The Last Plot Thickens. So if you didn't listen all the way through the end music, go check that out.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I can't wait to listen because I was not here and I know that you did things to poor Wilbur.
We would never.
We would sometimes.
We would usually.
Often.
Oh.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, that's it. Just work, regular stuff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Jess, how about you?
Let's see. What have I been up to? I am still doing art. I'm still streaming. I still have the 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where my sanity is most of the time because of all of it. Yeah, no, just like a lot of that. Things are moving along. But I feel like right now is it's like a rest period before I feel like a lot of stuff is going to start happening. So I'm just in stasis at the moment. Yes.
Yeah. Stasis can be good.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Yeah.
It does. She really does. Have you guys heard the version where a group did a cover where they're singing about Stacy's dad?
Yeah.
I have not heard that.
I saw that
I'm gonna have to
by.
go look that up.
That one is a lot of fun. I really appreciate that one.
Nice. Oh, poor Stacy.
I'll have.
All right.
I mean,
So
I'm
that's-
playing Elden Ring.
Oh, how is that?
Oh my gosh, it is fun. I am playing it mostly in co-op.
Okay.
Which is nice because I've never played a Dark Souls game before. And I think if I were playing this game by myself, I would have quit this game hours ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I know that people enjoy the challenge of Dark Souls games. There are certain things inherent in the Dark Souls games that people enjoy. And it just happens to be that those are my critiques of things I do not enjoy in the games. And it's not that it's a bad thing the way they're doing it. It's just not necessarily the way that I sit back to enjoy a video game.
Right.
Especially right now, since I'm so busy that one of the big things is quests. There's no quest log. There's nothing like that. And I wander around a lot. So I'll run into some of these very few NPCs that are out there and I'll start talking to them. But then I don't come back to the game for 3 or 4 days. And I'm going to forget that I started a quest with these guys. So I would love to have some sort of a quest log, but these games are inherently known to be extremely open and not have any of that at all. So
trying to be immersive.
Yes. Which is great, but also I am not immersed in it consistently enough to benefit from that immersion.
Right.
So I wish there were things like that, but I mean, that's just a preference thing. The storyline seems really cool, what I've been able to parse together. The fighting is really fun.
Awesome. I am tempted to get it, but I know that in reality, I don't have time for a video game right now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're having
Yeah.
fun with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What have you been up to, Cody?
Oh, me.
Yes, you.
Actually,
No,
nothing
the
too
other
crazy.
Cody. The other Cody.
Okay, I'll shut up. I know
Okay.
you guys like him better. Still streaming twitch.tv/PracticalRook.
Nice.
It's been a ton of fun. I'm getting super burnt out on one of the games I've been playing. Because I basically just smashed through the main storyline where there's like, oh, look at all these
Okay.
side quests and things you can do to level up, and it's a ton of fun. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm streaming this. I'm going main story. And I've gotten to some of these later bosses, and only by having like billions of healing items have I been able to just spam the shit out of them and be like, hey, I beat the boss technically. I'm so good at this. Yay.
Yeah.
So jumping around from that, Rainbow Six Siege, you should message me. I need more teammates. As of recording, I'm having a medical procedure tomorrow. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything's fine.
Cool.
But I will be essentially non-ambulatory for a week and a half or so. So looking forward to doing shit all nothing. I even took time off of work, even though my work is not ambulatory work and I have to sit at a computer. But I'm like, nope, medical procedure, not doing work. And
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It
really
is
is.
a good idea. Because even if technically you would be able to still do your job, something that is making you non-ambulatory is probably also something that is going to make you really not want to be at a computer for 8 hours.
you are correct, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, time
I
off for that.
don't even need additional detail to know that.
And I'm putting together plans. Actually, put together a whole little not 3D. It's like a 2D layout to build in the backyard, like right off of our door here, a catio for Jenny and the cats.
Oh.
So basically, it's just a frame of. I found this. So we're gonna do chicken wire originally, but chicken wire just looks kind of funky, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I found this like black plastic coated cross mesh wire. So I'm gonna build a frame out of wood and line it with the wire and build a couple of platforms and then put a table and chairs out there so Jenny can sit out there and like read or take her laptop out there and do whatever, and the cats can kind of explore the outside but still be not able to just get spooked and
Confined,
sprint
yeah.
off into 5 yards over. And surprisingly, the lumber is not going to be that expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, has it come
I'd
back
heard-
down? That's good.
Yeah, it was like basically because we're not using plywood, so we're not building an entire frame of like two walls of wood, but just the frame with the 2x4s or the 1x4s.
Yeah, those typically are pretty affordable.
It's like $100.
Yeah,
$100 worth of
that
wood.
sounds about right.
Yeah, so like an actual project I'm actually gonna do and actually like gonna build a thing with my physical human hands. That's I know. I can't just right click and go build. Yeah, and so that's it for me. Still streaming. Twitch.tv/PracticalRook.
Okay.
How about you, John? What thing doings have you been thing doing?
Well, I've been enjoying Rain being on spring break, so that's been nice. We've had a little bit of a rest. She goes back. I mean, technically today, but tomorrow she goes back to class officially. But it was nice to have kind of a week off of getting to just have like sort of normal adult working person life, where like you work and then you get off work. And then you actually have the rest of the day to like do what you want to do instead of
Pretty sure that's a
immediately
myth.
going
I think
into
you're scaring Jess.
homework. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Free time? What is that?
It's very weird. That's why we could only do a week of it. But yeah, so that's been nice. In exciting news, I got called for my first IT associate interview. So as of this recording, it is in 1 week, and as of when this goes up, I will have
You'll
already
have had
done
the job already.
it. Here's hoping. Yeah, so I'm really hoping I just get this one. It's for my same department, so I wouldn't really have to, move buildings or anything. It would just be moving floors and.
You have to move
yeah.
an entire floor.
Yep. Uh-huh. And
not a
you're
motor.
never going to believe it, but a shrimp fried this rice.
Yeah,
So.
best of luck on that. We'll keep
Yeah,
our fingers crossed.
We've all been kind of nose to the grindstone lately.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 'Tis the season, I guess.
Yeah. Or it's the world trying to return back to what normal once was, or what normal is.
Right. Well, I think we've burned up enough time on our own vanity here. Let's go ahead and move it on to the next segment. And let's find out what's weird in the world.
What's weird in the world today? Yeah. What's weird in the world today?
Jazz has actually been banned in New Orleans schools since 1922.
What?
The school board in the city where jazz took root is preparing to undo a little-known 1922 rule that bans jazz music and dancing in public schools. Officials tell the
Wow.
Times Picayune / the New Orleans Advocate that the policy has racist origins, you think, as its creators sought at the time to distance New Orleans school children from the African Americans who created the genre. The rule has been ignored for decades. Jazz is taught in some schools, and marching bands accompanied by dance teams are a fixture of carnival season parades. In this instance, and in this instance only, we're glad that the policy was ignored by our students, by our schools. Board member Catherine, a French name, said, "Our schools played a major role in the development of jazz." The board discussed the policy at a committee meeting Tuesday and planned to vote Thursday on reversing it. The policy came to the board's attention after Ken Ducote, executive
Ken.
director of the Greater New Orleans Collaborative of Charter Schools, read a book, Chord Changes on the Chalkboard: How Public School Teachers Shaped Jazz and the Music of New Orleans by Al Kennedy. Kennedy had found out about the policy while doing research. It's like if Colorado passed a rule banning students from looking at the Rocky Mountains, Ducote said. Reports from 1922 quote a then school board member identified as Mrs. Adolph Baumgartner as one of the early opponents of the genre. "Jazz music and jazz dancing in schools should be stopped at once," Baumgartner said during a March 1922 meeting. "I have seen
22,
a lot
okay.
of rough dancing in school auditoriums lately." Kennedy said the ban was likely the school board, quote, reacting to the fears of the day. "Think of it as an early version of the book ban," he said. "It seems like they were more afraid of it being a bad influence than anything else." Current board member Carlos Zervignon introduced the motion to reverse the ban at Tuesday's meeting. School board president Olin Parker said the policy was, quote, rooted in racism, and noted that the ban didn't prevent, quote, the tremendous contributions of our students and especially of our band directors, whose legacy continues from 1922 on now through the carnival season.
Man, they even banned the directors? That's crazy.
Jeez, harsh.
Ducote said the school board's current practices require considerable public input before new policies are adopted. That prevents board members from passing new policies on a whim, as was done in 1922.
You think?
So yeah, I just, I feel like it's pretty obvious what's funny about all that.
Fielder, come into my office, please. Into my office
yes,
now.
sir. Yes,
Close-
sir.
Close the door
Okay.
behind you.
Door is closed.
Now, Fielder, you're new here. How many months?
Okay. About 2.57.
Yes. We noticed you're a numbers guy. When you put in your timesheets, you're kind of fudging a little bit, aren't you?
Am I?
Yes, you've been claiming more time than you've actually worked.
Have I? I mean,
yes.
I would say
Yes.
that
By tiny, tiny margins. Now, Fielder,
well, I mean, I think you'll find if you were to
Fielder.
observe my
please spare me. Spare me. You need to get
so should I
you need-
talk
you
or
need-
not?
you.
I'm sorry,
I-
sir. I'm just confused.
I don't need to hear your story about why you're taking tiny slivers of time above what you are allotted. I'm here to let you know that you should be taking larger time.
taking larger time.
Yes, around here we don't really bother, enforcing pay by the hour or anything like that. So just, be a little bit more ambitious. We like to see ambition around here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean the those little slices was just like, sometimes it takes a little while to, finish cleaning up the classroom at the end of the day, and
Oh, you're actually working that time?
yes, sir.
Fielder, please, we have set hours, Fielder.
Hey, boss! I'm about to start a 3-hour lecture on algebra.
That's good. I don't like it. Look, I know that you read the employee handbook when you started.
Yes,
I know
yes.
what it says.
Yes, it says, to account for your time within 15-minute increments, and it gives the decimalization of the allowable increments.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
We stopped following that decades ago.
Decades ago.
Yes, we find that employees feel more empowered when they can get paid way more by claiming more time.
Okay, yeah, I imagine that would be the case. So you just want me to
Also-
like
The lunch, you know how you've been buying those slips that you take to the cafeteria and then you get lunch?
right, yeah, uh-huh.
Just photocopy them, don't buy them.
Photocopy Well, then where does the money for the lunches come from?
It just comes. Taxes, I think.
You can't just wave your hands and say fiscal. That's not how it works.
Well, until someone decides to come check the books, I don't see a problem with it. And they haven't in decades, I tell you.
They haven't checked the books in decades?
No,
That's
no, it's been free of it. It's been so good.
That's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing
Not a lot of turnover here.
that you would just confess to it all outright.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh, hi there. Charlene, head of the PTA over here.
Oh, hi
Yes.
there, Charlene.
Hey, so I'm just, popping in again. It's the 12th time. Seeing if I could look at those books.
Yes, Charlene, yes. Did you
Cross those
check the
T's, dot
library?
those I's.
I
check-
sent you to the
I-
library last time for books.
You did, yeah. And that's, I went to the library and there was be back in 15 minutes sign, and so I
Oh.
waited for
I'm
an
sorry to hear
hour.
that.
Well,
you shouldn't
and
have.
they
You should have
never
only waited
came.
15.
Oh, well, I wanted to wait the 15, but then they
Yes.
weren't back. So
Well,
I
then you
waited
knew
the
they wouldn't be-
hour
Yes, but
and they still weren't they weren't back. Then I realized that the door to the library was just a painted door.
that's right. Yes.
So, egg on my face.
Well, the
Should have
kids did
saw
that
that
too.
part
Isn't that
first.
wonderful?
Yeah, it's real nice. Just wondering what happened to the library now too. So really want to see those books.
Yes. Well, the library was technically just a scholastic book fair about 15 years ago. And when they packed up and left, we didn't have anything.
So you
So-
just bricked up the room then,
That's right.
and then painted a fake door on it.
The art department did, yes.
Art department. Oh, right. Art. I'd love to see art there for the kids because it can't all be STEM. But
Oh, no. It's Steam. It must be Steam, at least.
I agree, and that's why I need to see the book. So if you could, just get those to me, I'll just wait. I'm sorry. You are new. Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Hello,
Mr.
hello,
Fields.
hello.
Hi. It was Charlene, you said?
It was Charlene.
Charlene. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Fields. Now, if you don't get me those books by the end of the day, I swear to God, I'm not going to pray for you anymore. I'm going to stop.
Now, Charlene,
No
is that
more
charitable?
Charlene prayers in your future.
Is that charitable, though?
I don't care if it's charitable or not if the entire school's not going to go under. Now, you get it together, Mr. Fields. You got it going on. Oh. Take my leave.
I'll ask around, Charlene. Anyway, she'll be back.
12 times?
Yes,
12
that's
times.
half a math
she's-
problem. Go.
Yeah, so I think
bought a
I've seen
boat.
enough.
Big boat.
As much as I admire what you're trying to do here,
The schooner.
a schooner?
I bought a schooner.
You bought a schooner. Well, see, I'm actually from the IRS.
Ooh, can you help me get a trailer?
Ding. Oh, good times. Good times. Great old days.
And great memories. I just realized that I didn't know if I sold the guy of like, I'm going to teach 3 hours of algebra was about to just go do nothing for 3 hours. Wait,
Mhm.
oh, you're like, I don't like that. And I was like, oh shit, I don't realize if I had set that up
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. That came out of my mouth, but I didn't really understand what I was saying, actually. So
Oh.
don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, no, I got what you were going for.
Mhm, mhm. I
Definitely.
thought Dave's character just didn't like anything to deal with numbers or math. Of course, you would hate algebra.
I don't like that.
Oh.
So good.
All right, so that was what's weird in the world, and hope you all found that to be an edifying experience. Because now, alas, there is but one segment left in our strange worm-like creature that we are slowly devouring piece by piece. And that is
what? Do not
the
want.
improv game of the week. Well, every week on the podcast, we choose an improv game and try to play it. And this week's improv game is one that I don't believe we've played for quite some time. And it is called Pundit Show. So in this game, one
Yes.
player is a political pundit and host of a nightly cable news show, and the others play guests on the show. The show takes place in 4 parts. Part 1 is a short monologue delivered by the pundit, introducing a political news story and offering some commentary. Part 2 is an interview with the first guest or set of guests, a politician or expert connected to the news story. Part 3 is an interview with the second set of guests, who is a politician, expert, or pundit with a view opposite that of the first guest. Part 4 is a panel discussion / shouting match between all the players. The pundit is encouraged to be extremely partisan, commiserating with guests that share his or her viewpoint and berating guests with opposing views. So, what should we be arguing about, chat? Something that's not actually political.
The antithesis of politicisms.
The reason Rome fell.
Okay. I love it.
Welcome back to Consequences. I'm your host, Chad Bickwith, and with me, my co-host,
Brick Tamlin.
Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that's more appropriate and more relevant now than ever before in history. We're talking about the fall of Rome and what we can learn from it. Of course, Rome was living far beyond their means and was too far extended on cultural credit to ever survive, and they've collapsed under their own weight.
And I couldn't disagree more. Rome was a wonderful utopia that was unfortunately brought low by parasites dwelling within, who poisoned the system of government, which was to that point perfect, and ate away at it from within until as glorious as it was forced to succumb to its terrible death.
So whether you believe it was disease on the inside or simply growing too big and great, well, we have a couple people to help talk about that. We have joining us today a tax collector and a gem collector. Please, welcome.
Oh, hello. My name is Marianne Mikkel. I am a gem collector. I search far and wide, and I have many ideas and reasons why Rome fell in its wake, primarily dealing with, gems.
Now, the Roman aristocracy, they really went into the whole jewelry thing, didn't they?
They really did. Archaeologists have uncovered many crypts that are filled to the brim with sapphires, emeralds, turquoise, lapis lazuli, and we can discern from that these great amounts of wealth that the more affluent Romans acquired was most likely the reason that Rome began to fall, because everybody wants the bling.
Absolutely. The extravagance, the glamour, the lifestyle. I agree with you 110%.
Thank you.
Okay, but isn't it also true that these members of the aristocracy were even, before the time of the fall of Rome, seen as a detriment to that society? They were parasites working from within. The rest of Roman society worked fine, didn't it? Isn't that true? Like, without those members of the aristocracy, things would have been fine if they just killed them all.
I don't know why they would want to kill their employers. There's nothing an employer has ever done that would warrant such a hate.
These are the leaders. Why would anyone go against them? That doesn't make any sense.
They're the learned class.
They were the ones.
Were they learned?
They were.
I think the jury's out on that.
They were. They knew about all 7 hills and everything.
They could count to 7. Not all Roman people could count to 7.
Speaking of counting
very
things,
confusing.
What do you think, tax collector?
Is his mic on? Did you not turn his mic on?
That's why everybody needs to start dressing in togas again. Right? Yeah. Does that jive?
Sorry, we missed everything until your conclusion. But I agree with you. Togas were the key to the greatness of Rome.
Exactly. Because what does everybody complain about nowadays? Underwear. And what do you not wear with togas?
Certainly, you don't wear underwear, but the togas.
Exactly.
I mean, there's perfectly, fine, useful, utilitarian togas that can be used, but no, they wanted these fine linens.
Right. The civil Civilization, the people, the civilians need something to strive for. They need something to reach for. They need something that they can't spend their taxes on. So when they turn around and go, I've got an extra $5, what do they buy? Expensive togas. And that's what keeps society together. Togas are glue. I just went over this. I'm honestly a little upset.
The bejeweled togas actually weighed them down, and when they went into the baths, they would sink to the bottom.
That's how a lot of archaeologists found so many jewels at the bottom of Roman baths.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It removes the weaker people from society through the natural process of drowning.
See, and because it was only the super gem encrusted parasites of Roman society who were sinking to the bottom of these baths. It was society trying to heal itself.
We have documentation and proof that the more affluent people of the society would have what medieval knights and kings and lords would have as taste testers, except they were gem toga bath testers instead. So they would have they were smart enough to know to try and have someone else test the weight of the toga beforehand. And we can tell that through the dental records of all the skeletons in the bottom of the Roman baths, because we all know that if you're not affluent, you don't have straight teeth.
And that's the problem. That's the problem of society today, is that you have the 0.1% treating everyone else like they're drowning testers. And we have our own drowning testers today. Thank you very much. We don't need to shift how we test who drowns anymore.
I test for drowning myself.
That's right. Like an American. Or a Roman, maybe.
I mean, you can, but we're not talking about the fall of our current society. We're talking about the fall of Rome.
Right.
Which was decades ago.
And
I'm saying
at least 4.
No one can count that high.
Not that high.
Well, that was a Pundit Show about fall of Rome.
I mean, it sounded like most of the Pundit shows I've ever had to watch. So
yeah, nonsensical shouting. Oh, well, that about wraps it up for this evening. Thank you all for spending it with us. Even if you're not spending it with us in the evening, even though that's when we record these, is in the evening. You could be listening in the morning, in which case, thanks for spending your morning with us. You could be listening to it in the afternoon, in which case, why are you listening to podcasts in the afternoon? It's a nice day out. Go outside, for God's sake. Go outside. But anyway, this has been Wasting All the Time. And if there was anything you really enjoyed about this episode, you can go ahead and let us know about that at www.wastingallthetime.com/vote. You can nominate your favorite scenes. At the end of the year, we compile out all the scenes people have selected, and we have a big voting party, and we determine the top 10 scenes of the year that we then count down in a big end of the year special. It's a lot of fun, so you should do that. And if there was anything in the podcast that you disliked in particular, anything that you heard it and it made you so mad that you thought, I'm going to go out and I am going to work my way. I'm going to apply for a job at Build-A-Bear, and I am going to work my way up through the company until I am the CEO of Build-A-Bear, so that I can then say, we are going to start making Build-A-Bears of John, Dave, Cody, and Jess, and they're going to be very unflattering because of this thing that happened on the podcast many years ago when I was just a little clerk in a mall in Poughkeepsie. You can go ahead and tweet that to me at Jay Hansen himself.
Fucking hell.
That's my personal Twitter, and I never check it.
But I check it.
Puppuccinos.
But yeah, so you can have all your Build-A-Bear related revenge fantasies there. And you won't hurt anyone's feelings, except, I guess, Jess. So I'm sorry about that, Jess.
I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
Rip.
Rippuccino and Pizzaroni.
Bon
Yeah,
voyage.
so anyway, this has been... I've been John.
I've been Dave. I've been Cody.
I've been Jess.
I'm nobody
Because I
now.
sang April 7th.
I sing April 7th. I sing it. Darn it.
2022.
To 20 to 20 to 2. That was good.
And we wasted all the time.
But
Bon voyage.
did I do that?
Bye.
Good night, folks.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Wasting All the Time, a podcast. If you enjoyed this show, then please consider subscribing on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, or follow us on Spotify. If you really enjoyed the show, then head on over to patreon.com/timewastepod and become a supporter of our time-wasting efforts. Now, that was a lot of things I just threw at you, so if you forget all of that, just head on over to wastingallthetime.com. And there, we have all the answers.